So Corey is going to be battery powered. We're going to see, fingers crossed, everybody say some prayers, rub some essential oils on your computers, and I'm going to bring Corey up, and we're going to see if we can do this. If not, then it is going to be me flying Han Solo. That's a Star Trek reference for those of you who don't know about Harry Potter. I'm just trying to educate you. So Corey, you're here.
He made it.
Okay, maybe
How's the audio?
You sound just silky smooth as always.
That's what they call me, silky smooth.
I have heard that was
my rapper name.
Is it your rapper name? That's actually Sleepy Sam Perkins' rapper name. Of the Seattle Supersonics fame.
Well, I am from the Great Northwest as well, so.
You are, but right now with the power out, it's like the average Northwest.
Right. It's below average Northwest. That's what we call it.
Yeah. It's
very dark and wet here.
Crazy. And you know why? Is because you have not been promoting sustainable packaging enough, and so there's not enough electricity to run all of the packaging being manufactured there. So
this is the problem. Yeah,
there's always
sustainable packaging. We miss you, Avelio.
I did a countdown video at the beginning that was like on StreamYard. It's like, do you want to run a countdown? I'm like, yes, I do. But it's not the fun, jazzy,
I do enjoy that dance every Monday.
I love the dance. It brings me the energy, and we're not on Avelio's page. So unfortunately, if you're connected up with me on LinkedIn, hopefully you can. Corey, you can also stream this on your LinkedIn. Are you?
I am, yes. And
we
YouTube
are on
as well.
And YouTube. So we are on and I put mine on Twitter. I refuse to call it X. So I tried, although my Twitter page is mostly just basketball content. But I thought, you know what? Maybe the basketball people want to know about packaging, right? I don't know. Maybe
they love boxes. Oh, we got Dustin
Box out,
times
everyone.
2.
Box out. Yeah, we've got Dustin coming in. Dos Dustins. We got Dustin Shank. Ahoy. Yeah. Which is Andrew, you blew it. You weren't supposed to comment, Andrew, unless you change your name to Dustin.
Dustin Frazier.
Yeah, Dustin. We got Dustin Smith, the 2 packaging Jedis. Wait for it. Hang on. I got you. Just like this. We're here to discuss.
I am your father.
The force is strong with the ISTA regulation. I don't know. You're not my father. That's Ed Peak, my dad.
Son of Ed.
Yes, son of Ed from the clan of Peak. And then not Dustin Frazier comes in here. Hi, Andrew.
Still welcome, though. Hi, Andrew.
You are welcome. Everyone is welcome here. Dustins and not Dustins alike. By the way, speaking of Frazier, this is going to be a really bizarre cut, but I was in Oklahoma City, and trust me, this is going to be a Brendan Frazier reference.
Oh,
and wow. I know, but this is how my brain works. So I was wandering along the streets of Oklahoma City, which I'd never been to before. By the way, shout out to Oklahoma City, super underrated town. I really enjoyed it. And they had a brand new juice place called Wheeze the Juice. If you remember I believe that was from Encino Man, right? With Pauly Shore and Brendan Frazier when they were wheezing the juice. And
no more wheezing the juice. Yeah.
I love it. Hang on. I'm going to pull up a photo here because I was just so excited to see Wheeze the Juice. Where are you? Come on. I had some Torchy's tacos. Here we go.
Oh.
Here we go.
Got Brandon Jonas.
Wheeze the Juice. That was the name of the spot.
I love it.
Yeah, who else we got here? We'll just do shout outs the whole time since Avelio's not here. Fred Richards.
Hey, Fred. Good morning.
His friends call him Freddie. We got Brandon Jones. What's up, Brandon? And Franco coming in all the way from Vermont. Probably not. Forget where. Let us know where you're from as well. And then, oh boy, Avelio. Lucio Rodriguez Lamogli. I don't know if I nailed that one. I apologize. I try so hard to get everyone's names correct, but sometimes the force is not strong with me on that.
No.
Well, my friends, today is Monday. We're in the last 2 months of the year,
It's November.
and it's November. I'm excited to I don't know, not oh, he's from Chicago. Y which is also great. You and Fred should hang out,
Yeah.
and speaking of Chicago, by the way, next week, I will be there for the Private Label Manufacturer Show in
Mm,
Chicago. It's very secret, it's very private.
mhm.
Um, but I will be out there walking around, saying hello to people, shaking hands, kissing babies.
So you're not
Uh,
going to Dubai?
that is the beginning
End
of
of plan.
December,
Oh,
and for
okay.
those of you who don't know, if you've never had
Mm.
to go through this process, let me just take a moment because 'cause I'm pretty positive that the United Nations is not listening, and if you are, hello, UN. Thanks for tuning in. I
We
applied
support you.
for we support we are
Right.
united in nationing.
Yes.
Um,
Mhm.
but I applied for my media pass like a month ago, and it still says it's under review. And so I don't know what to do. I have emailed the United Nations if anybody knows anyone. I'm still just waiting to fly on an airplane to
Yeah.
Dubai to bring you all the news at the UN COP28 Climate Change Summit.
Our very good friend, Mr. Mikey Pasciutto, and his team from Scrap Recycling will be speaking there. Very
Yes,
exciting.
it is fun. And I may or may not be there, Mikey. I don't know.
Mm,
Got John Gregory, more Chicago. We should just move to Chicago. Just like
mm.
SpecRite, they have an office there. We should remote an office into Chicago and just spend half the
That's
year
where
there.
Charlie is, if I recall.
Did he move to Chicago? I don't know.
Yeah.
I hardly notice that he when he's here or when he's gone. That's how
He
bad
got
he is.
tired of living in your 7th bedroom.
Well, maybe we should pay him. I mean, then maybe that would have been helpful. People like to be compensated. Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be great. I would love to be out there hanging out with Mikey and the crew, enjoying enjoying all of the festivities that would be happening in Dubai. If you've never been to Dubai, imagine if Disneyland in Las Vegas made a baby,
Mm.
and just, like, slapped it in the middle of the desert. That's kinda how I felt. I've been in Dubai once, and I was like, this is different. It's like, the city shouldn't be here, but yet it's amazing and huge. It's pretty crazy.
Are you gonna go
Uh,
see the, mountain of garbage that Fred suggested?
I'm actually going out there on assignment from Fred to collect garbage and bring it back. I have to sift through it all to find
Dubai
some
garbage.
wonderful packaging for the museum.
Perfect. He'll love it.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that we have, packaging news to discuss. We've
Oh,
got,
wait, we got an
Allison.
Oregonian. Hey,
Yep, we got
Allison.
Allison coming in from Oregon. Does the power
I'm an
work
Oregon
there,
too.
or
Yeah.
is it also Aura gone away, just like Corey's has?
She
You
might
come
be
for the
outside the
packaging
city.
news. You come for
Yeah,
the packaging news, but you stay for the dad jokes.
that's right.
It is right. Well, Corey, do you have anything fun or exciting to talk about here on the packaging front?
I'm really excited about going to Packaging Europe. I leave this Saturday, for Amsterdam,
What?
and, looking forward to the Sustainable Packaging Summit. And with Mr. Tim Sykes, I'll be speaking on a panel about plastic circularity. I'll
Mm,
be moderating the panel, and very much looking forward to this. All the things about this event. There's going to be about 500 people there, maybe more, of the European packaging geniuses. There's a whole group of people going and speaking. Uh, Really impressive lineup. So thank you, Tim Sykes, for the invite.
yeah, definitely. And now I'm hurt. Not that I didn't get invited.
Yeah.
That's I'm a little
Mm.
sad because on my calendar,
Don't
I
be
had to
sad.
delete this. I had go to the airport to fly to London
Mm.
because I was going to go to the Pent Awards.
We
And
we
then
we talked about it.
yes, and then Avelio came back and said, "Sorry, you're gonna have to buy your own ticket to the Pent Awards," which I said,
Yeah.
that's okay." And then Avelio
Yeah.
later gets asked to speak, and he's like, "Hey, you can get the golden ticket to the Penta Awards. And I was like, dang it. So I could have been in London and you would have been in Amsterdam and we would have had an entire year. We should have met in the middle. I don't even know where that is. Maybe Belgium. I don't have
Brussels.
any idea.
Yeah.
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 Could have met in Brussels. We could have gone to the UN. I could have knocked on their door. Hey, do you have my media credential? And they would have said, oh, you're so sorry, sir. Here. And then they give it to me. But instead, I'll be here. I'll be in Utah, sleeping in my own bed.
Hey, put this comment up from Andrew. This is amazing, Mr.
Yeah.
Stevens.
Yeah, let's see what we got here. We'd love to have Adam and Corey at the other UN event, the UN negotiations on a treaty to reduce plastic waste. Too late for Nairobi, but Canada will host the fourth. Hey,
Yeah.
thank you, Andrew. That's amazing.
We'd be honored to go. Yeah, please keep us in mind.
We're in. I'll have my people get in touch with your people. Nairobi on the 13th. I can make that. I'll be let me just no, I can't. I have been to Nairobi actually. I've been there and then also Rwanda, and it's a wonderful place. Thank you so much, Andrew. We'd love to.
Thank you, Andrew.
And you got a shout out here. Hey, Corey.
Hey, Jerry. How are you, sir? Jerry is my very good friend and been a mentor of mine for many years. He is a brilliant person and has taught me a lot about corrugated design. Thank you, Jerry.
Sweet. Speaking of corrugated design, I posted over the weekend. I saw that CNN, I think it's Cable News Network, .com, posted that they were posting about what they called cardboard furniture. Now, I just wish they would have a little bit of integrity in the media these days.
Yeah.
Why are we still calling this cardboard? Like, we know it's not cardboard.
CNN, if you're listening, reach out to us. We're happy to advise on any of your packaging related articles. That is called corrugated. So you're welcome.
It is. It is. And I know they both start with C, and I know that you think that you're the Cardboard News Network, but you're not. You're the Corrugated News Network when you're going to report on that kind of stuff. But if you didn't read, all jokes aside, if you didn't read the article, it's always cool to see this. I mean, corrugated furniture design has been a thing for quite a while. People are jumping it. Actually, one guy jumped into my comments and said, I think he said when he was in college or he was really struggling for money, he would make corrugated furniture and sell it. I also was sent somebody was cutting up and designing different. I got a scorpion and a spider for Halloween made out of corrugated boxes. It was so cool. My kids were ecstatic. Like they loved it. Loved playing with it. It was super cool.
I had a designer send me a corrugated chess set one time. I still have it. It's amazing. So I forgot his name, but he is a brilliant designer and sent me one. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Let's see. We got some more news coming in from Andrew. Michigan State. I've heard of that school before. I'm pretty sure it's not. Is it the X-Men, Wolverine? No. They're the Spartans. Whew. That was close. That was close, Dustin.
Go green.
And Andrew. Michigan State is hosting a hybrid event on U.S. and EU packaging regulations. It's free and registration is still open. Everybody, let's see.
Oh, thank you, Andrew. That's awesome.
Yeah, this is super helpful. If you'd like to, Andrew, you should come on. You can come on the Packaging Today show and talk about some of these things. This is really great. Appreciate it. Well, that's awesome. I'm excited for you to be out there. I know Avelio is going to be at the Penta Awards. I know it's all jokes. I know that they're the Michigan State Wolverines. Spartans. Spartans.
Well, it's all friendly here. It's all friendly.
It's all fun and games till somebody calls the rival school by the other. I don't know how many people though, when Deion Sanders was like really in the news after they beat TCU, who would call me and they were like, "Hey, like, go see you. All right." I'm like, "No, I went to Colorado State." They're like, "Oh, are they different?" I'm just like, "You can leave. I don't need to talk to you anymore. I love Deion Sanders, but I did not need to hear about the Buffaloes anymore." So I'm really excited, right? You're going to be at Packaging Europe. Avelio is going to be at the Penta Awards. I'll be in Chicago hanging out with all of the fans.
Mm,
I'll actually be there on Monday for this show. So you'll be in Amsterdam, is this correct?
yes,
And then Velio will be in. I think he'll still be in London if he's not already back, and I'll be in
probably. Yeah,
Chicago.
yeah.
You know what would be fun? Thinking out loud
International
here.
show.
Thinking out loud here, Freddie Rich, Mr. Fred Richards. But what if I recorded my part from the? I don't know. Do you have like a museum or an office or something like that? That would be really cool. Grab some cool paraphernalia that you have from for
Yeah,
packaging history would be great.
his
Um,
place is amazing.
I'm excited. You went and checked it out, didn't you?
Yeah, Mikey and I stopped by because we were in town for um, what was that? An event, and I was there for LinkedIn, live
Sure. EPAC
LinkedIn event.
or
EPAC, that's what it was.
yeah.
Sorry, I've had
Thanks,
so many
Charlie.
shows.
Thank you, Charlie, for coming through. Good job.
Yeah, EPAC was a great event. Really learned a lot.
That's sweet. Yeah, Fred, I will.
Yeah.
And I will sing. I will sing. I will serenade you with the sounds of Adele. Hello.
Just
No,
bring
that's
him
so
some classic packaging for his
I have
museum.
some. Oh, I have some that I need to bring you. Oh, this is
Yeah,
gonna be so fantastic. Oh, it's all I love it when a plan comes together. I
it's
think that was
coming
from the
together.
A-Team. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was sometimes when well, I thought I was gonna be having to host the show by myself, which would have
Mm.
been really scary for not for me, but for everybody else who'd have to listen to me ramble on
Right,
for a
right,
half
right.
an hour. So I'm glad that you came on. Um, but I find this interesting because I end up talking with a lot of people, obviously, about packaging who are not involved in the packaging industry. So, for example, on my flight to Dallas, Texas, I posted about meeting Callie Joe Smith, who was a professional pickleball player, and
Yes.
she had her own protein bar. And I was like, "Oh, are you really? You must be really good at pickleball." She kind of like, yeah. And I said, "Were you, like, the best in the world?" And she goes, "For 6 months last year." I'm like, "Holy crap, you were the number 1 athlete in the world, and you have to sit in the middle seat on Delta Comfort next to me. I'm so sorry." She was so gracious, though. She was so kind, and we got to talking about packaging, and maybe similar to pickleball, I think packaging is sort of this other world that most people don't know much about, right? And obviously
Right.
pickleball is growing, and it's expanding. Even the TLMI event at the Broadmoor, they
Mhm.
had a pickleball event going on,
Oh,
but
wow.
I didn't realize that there were professional pickleball players. Like when I tell people that you can study packaging and get a PhD, they're like, "Huh?
Yeah.
And what?" Like to me, it was just mind blowing that there are people whose not only are there jobs to play pickleball, but they are so well known that they have products named after them and sponsorships. Even
Right.
her husband quit his job to be her manager full time
Jeez.
with their
Pickleball
3
is hard
kids.
too. It's not
I'm
easy.
excited to play it. I'm excited to try it. I've actually never tried it. I played tennis in high school, so I've told that could either be good or bad.
Yeah.
But I thought this was fascinating. So I looked up because I wanted to be able to kind of speak at least sort of um Edu educatedly? That's not even
That's yeah, educationally.
edumacationally. Gosh,
Ing.
what a
It
terrible word
yeah.
to I wanted
I'm
to be able
hoping
to
nobody has to do a transcript of this show because we're making
no,
stuff up.
no. But don't AI will figure it out. Okay, so, I pulled up this article about the packaging industry just in the United States. Um, and this was nuts to me. So in 2023, it's estimated to do $193 billion. And by 2028 is expected to reach almost $235 billion by
Just
2028.
just in the US.
Just the packaging industry, just in the US.
Wow.
Um, that's a billion is 1,000 million. That's
Yeah.
so much. It's so,
Right.
there's so much opportunity. And then, I heard from oh gosh, Alan, I can't remember his last name, starts with a B, Dr. B.
Oh yeah.
Alan is an economist, and he was at the TLMI event, and he was talking about the overall US, market for the next 5 years, so up
Mhm.
until about 2028. And he said we should expect a recession, and maybe even he even used the D word. He said it might even be a depression until about 2028, 2030. Um, and so to hear that and then read, but the packaging industry is actually expected to grow by 4% year over year for the next 5 years means,
Yeah.
listen, we are all in a great industry. We already know that. But when the numbers bear it out, and this is
Mhm.
just in the US, right? When the numbers bear out the fact that being involved in this industry, specifically in food and beverage and healthcare related
Right.
packaging, is yes, we're all impacted by economic downturns, right? Everybody is, from interest rates to, inflation and cost of everything, like that impacts us. But I think it's a good idea to remember that we are in an industry that is fairly resilient when it comes to this stuff because,
Yes.
stuff, and I was sort of in it like 2008, 2009 when
Mhm.
the house, but I didn't have like a house. I was renting a house in San Diego.
Oh wow.
Um and our
Good
and our
thing.
company was growing through that whole thing. And so I didn't really feel it, but I'm sort of like waiting for it to happen. But it was actually pretty reassuring to me to say, like, okay, this could both things could be true, right? We could have this looking out on over the next 5 to 7 years, saying
Yeah.
there's a lot of economists who are like, it's not going to be super great.
Right.
And know that we're in an industry that's still expecting to see growth and probably even see investment dollars because of that growth.
And major innovations. I just interviewed someone that does financing of new startups in the packaging industry, and he said that it's my latest podcast. If you're interested on sustainable packaging podcast,
I'm very interested.
but
Everyone should
he
go
said,
subscribe to Sustainable Packaging with Corey
yeah,
Connors.
thank you, sir. He said he has never in his 35 plus years never seen this many new startups in the world of packaging. And that's all different aspects of packaging, raw materials, all the way to AI platforms, all of these different innovations that are happening in the world of packaging. He said it is a very exciting time to be a part of packaging.
I agree. I was again, it was at TLMI, but there was a booth there, and they had presses from this company called Omet, OMET, out of Italy, not Chicago. Um, but I mean, the printing presses that they had, I was like, this is insane what this will do. I mean, I'm like, so you're telling me that this one press will print folding cartons, labels, shrink sleeves, and flexible packaging with spot colors, expanded gamut, inline cold foiling, inline rotary die cutting. Like you're saying that this is actually, and they were just like, yes. I'm like, so what you're trying to tell me is that it can do all of this stuff. They're like, uh-huh. And I'm like, that is
Um,
nuts.
and all the materials on rolls, right? So you just switch over to whichever thing you're running that day. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, obviously, there's probably more to that, but um,
Yeah.
anyway, go check out the Omet presses. It was pretty cool, honestly. What they were doing, and then I think I've already talked about this, but I interviewed a friend of mine who works in the hydrogen industry, and there was a guy, PhD student out of Rice, that had found a way to take plastic waste and turn it into clean hydrogen and graphene, and I was like, that is amazing to think about, and we're gonna start trying to run some tests
Wow.
with, PET liners to see if we can take the liner waste that is by and large just going to a landfill and turning it into high value products in our industry. I mean, this is all happening live right now. Just talking about innovation, it's pretty wild. Hey, should we get to Dustin's question here?
Incredible.
How do I
Yeah.
become a part of that packaging growth rather than a customer of it? Um, well, there's multiple ways, right? I think the I mean, I know packaging engineers are still in really high demand.
Yeah.
And so, I
Yeah.
mean, I know that tends to be a salary with maybe some type of bonus attached to it. And maybe the question is, how do I get into, sales or marketing or business development? Um,
Yep.
but it seems like if you are a designer, an engineer, if you sell, or if you're even like an accountant or in
Yeah.
finance, like the guy what's the name of the guy you interviewed or girl? I'm not sure.
Uh, uh, um,
While you're looking that up.
Frederick Petit.
Okay.
It was
Um,
Frederick Petit.
if you're
Yeah.
Frederick or, if even if you're an operations person or whatever it is, just be looking at this industry for opportunities to insulate yourself honestly against what might be, there I don't know what the future is going to hold, but it seems as though there's been a little bit of a dip. I know that we've had a few companies that have gone through rounds of layoffs in the packaging industry. I'm not saying everybody is safe or like, none of that stuff is true. It's just in general, there should be
Yeah.
we should expect a growth. But um Dustin, you got my number, man. Hit me up if you're looking to make
Yeah.
a pivot at some point.
Reach out. I think the answer to that question is reach out to us. We're here to help. And there are a lot of companies that are growing, like Landsberg Aurora, uh, Myers Printing. These companies we're experiencing unprecedented growth. It's exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So, happy to help. Well, Corey, I know you mentioned, Frederick on your podcast. You got Packaging Europe,
Mhm.
coming
Yep.
up. Anything else on the horizon for you?
Yeah, looking forward to Paris Packaging Week in January. If you live in Paris, reach out to me. Let me know. It's a big show. It's an exciting show for especially for the spirits industry and beauty industry. Those people in Paris sure know how to do that right. So excited for that
Cool.
too.
World traveler. Packaging's taking you all over the
How
world. That's
about you,
amazing.
Adam? What's new? What's next for you, other than
Well, so I got
possibly Dubai?
well, yeah, so Chicago, for the Private Label Manufacturers Association. Um, and let's see, I've got Nick Richards from Dio Cocktails coming on my podcast this week. So I'm excited about that one. We actually talk about some packaging that we made at Myers that
Oh,
we ended
cool.
up running through a really cool finishing press called an MGI Jet Varnish and the importance of packaging for an emerging brand like Dio Cocktails. So that was great. So I've got that, possibly going to Dubai. And then I believe the next thing for me after that is the Spec Summit in Austin.
Yeah,
Um, and
really
we'll
looking
make
forward to
sure that
that.
we'll make sure we have a link. It's a really phenomenal show. And I know we talk about Spec a lot, but we talk about it
Yep.
for good reason. Is because oftentimes you can go to these shows and maybe get a little lost and not really sure, okay, where do I go and what should I go listen to and who should I talk to? Every talk that I've heard at the SpecRite Summit is on point. It's a very, very specific, you're talking about specification data management, right?
Right.
And so if you're into EPR and you're wondering how it's going to impact your business, I'm sure they'll have a lot of talk conversation around that. How do you reduce waste? How do you make yourself more efficient? When you get the spec right, everything else follows is kind of their thing. And so it's an amazing event. They do a great job. It's in Austin, Texas this year. Make sure you go get signed up for that.
January 31st.
Yep, January 31st in Austin. It's going to be wonderful. I'll be there. Corey will be there. Avelio Matos will be there.
Billy
And
Matos.
Evelio Matos. We got some new sponsors we're excited to talk about coming
Yes.
up in 2024, and we'll be
Stay
sure
tuned.
to yeah. It's happening. It's happening. People actually care about packaging. People love it. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dustin, please reach out for sure. You got my number, my man. Hit me up. And Corey's available on the LinkedIn, which is on the internet.
Yeah.
https://www.linkedin. I'm not going to do it. Just find Corey
No.
on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn just passed 1 billion users.
And less
So
than 1% of them create content. So there's still opportunity.
very true.
It's true.
But if you're looking for a job, it's a great place to start. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, thanks everyone. I wonder if there's any sort of like fun outro
Outro.
thing on
Yeah.
here. Add video clip. No.
We could just sing again. Remember
Wait,
that
do I
one
have
too?
anything on my let's see. Maybe this one?
That's
Or
appropriate.
maybe do I have any more? No. No. We'll just go with this. Thanks everybody.
Thank you
We'll
all.
holler at you later. Thank you.